Well, Ryan Walters leveling some harsh words, saying that board members and the governor have some explaining to do. He's fighting back against allegations that he had explicit content on his TV. I'm Robin Marsh. More from Walters, who says he's been cleared, but investigators say that's simply not the case.
I'm Colby Thielen. An Oklahoma City woman is dead after an overnight crash on I-44. What the Oklahoma Highway Patrol says happened, it's ahead. And an Oklahoma woman is behind bars for shooting her boyfriend, who's accused of sexually abusing her one-year-old. Why so many of her friends, even strangers, are now coming to her defense. It's ahead on News 9.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, 6 a.m., and it is hot out there. We've been saying every single day this week, it's the hottest day. It's the hottest day. We keep beating that. Yeah. It's apparently going to end. We're excited about that.
Saying we haven't peaked yet.
Yeah.
We're still on the rise.
We're asking Lacey, when is that cold front arriving? It can't get here soon enough.
It's in the Panhandle, guys. Okay. It's in the Panhandle. It stays north of the main body of the state through the day today. It arrives across the state tonight. We feel the effects of it Thursday, Friday, and even into your weekend. We'll talk about the big cold front that many folks went to sleep last night talking about and hearing about this major earthquake that took place off the coast of Russia yesterday evening at 8.8. The tsunami warnings were issued for Hawaii. Evacuation orders were in place. Those have been lifted. That's now just an advisory. Still some wave heights of a couple feet. And there's still a tsunami advisory that's in effect for the western coast of the United States, where they may have some 1 to 2 foot waves coming in. For the Central Plains, we're talking the front and clear skies ahead of it. Here's a live look on your Lucky Star Sky Cam network. It is warm. It is hazy. It's 72 degrees currently. No major heat index, but there will be once the sun comes up here in about 35 minutes. Temps are in the lower mid, upper 70s, some 60s out in the far northwest. And your hour by hour forecast by 10 a.m. 88, guys. We're reaching 99 today, and then we get a break from this heat wave. It ends across Oklahoma for a little bit. Highs in the 70s and 80s. More on rain and storm chances coming up.
Your time now, 6:02. We do have some breaking traffic on the roads. We want to get over to Megan Gold. Megan, what's the latest on that I-35 crash?
Well, folks are getting by, but still one lane blocked. I-35 northbound at Southeast 44th. And there is the look from our Lex Stanfield, who was on the scene this morning, keeping an eye on the morning commute there, and noticed traffic getting by, but there was a crash. There's still a law enforcement presence. Here is the view from the ODOT camera. You're looking to the south. This is the northbound lanes. I could be mistaken, but it looks like all lanes are now back open. We'll work to confirm that with Lex, who is on the scene there. This is our American Fidelity Cam Broadway extension. If you're headed into downtown from the North Metro, looks pretty good. Of course, the morning drive picking up some, and that crash in the northbound lanes of I-35 at Southeast 44th is the only issue out on the roadways right now. Still looking like it is still pretty congested in that spot. We'll get a little bit more information for you here in just a few minutes. Your drive times right now into Oklahoma City from all directions are good to go.
State Superintendent Ryan Walters is in hot water after 2 Board of Education members say they saw nude women on his TV in his office during a closed session meeting.
I cannot begin to describe the disgusting nature of the lies leveled against me.
These are serious allegations, and I think they need to be taken seriously.
We've assigned it to an investigator. The investigator will be looking in to see if there was any criminal misconduct.
This is cable TV news is what we're talking about, folks. Look, I don't know. I know it was cable TV that was on, okay?
We've got to be thorough and get this thing resolved, and then follow through whatever the law allows us to do on there.
Controversy at the Capitol. State Superintendent Ryan Walters with harsh words standing outside the governor's office yesterday addressing this controversy that his office TV was showing pics of nude women during last week's executive board meeting.
He says he was cleared in the investigation. The Oklahoma County Sheriff says that is not the case. News 9's Matt McCabe has the latest.
An 8-minute press conference outside the Oklahoma governor's office marked the first time State Superintendent Ryan Walters directly addressed allegations a TV in his office displayed pornographic material last week during a State Board of Education meeting executive session.
I cannot begin to describe the disgusting nature of the lies leveled against me.
Oklahoma's Management and Enterprise Services Department asked the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office to investigate a formal complaint received from board member Becky Carson.
This is cable TV news is what we're talking about, folks.
Walters was pressed on which cable TV network was on the TV.
Look, I don't know. I know it was cable TV that was on. Okay.
A letter from OMES to lawmakers shares some details about the type of TV in his office and that it recently belonged to another State Department of Education employee. And investigators learned its search history was empty. Walters made false claims during his limited availability.
We have had our name cleared by both OMES and the Sheriff's Office. There is nothing scandalous that I was a part of whatsoever. And the lies will have consequences.
The Sheriff's Office says its investigation is just beginning.
Matt McCabe, Oklahoma Zone, News 9.
The Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office posting on social media to clear up any confusion. Want to show you what they said. Quote, this investigation is still in its infancy. You can, however, expect a thorough investigation with the results being made public at the conclusion.
We will continue to ensure that these board members are held accountable. They should resign immediately in disgrace for the lies that they've told.
Well, Superintendent Walters claiming that those OSD board members are launching a political attack against him. In a joint response from three of those members, Becky Carson, Ryan Dethridge, and Mike Tenney, they say, quote, no board member has accused Superintendent Walters of anything. We only brought attention to inappropriate content on a TV. Content that would cause a teacher in our state to lose their license.
And more Oklahoma lawmakers are weighing in on this investigation. A spokesperson for the Senate Pro Tem says it is important that the superintendent, along with members of the board, are given a fair opportunity to explain their account of what took place. The House Speaker echoing that, saying his desire is to let the independent investigation play out and that the House stands ready to take appropriate action if any is needed. We do want to mention coming up this morning at 9 o'clock right here on News 9 to talk about the ongoing investigation is the Oklahoma County Sheriff Tommy Johnson. The sheriff says he can't comment too much on the ongoing investigation, but he will discuss what was said during Ryan Walters' press conference yesterday.
Your time now, 6:07. Some other headlines for you. Breaking overnight news. Oklahoma Highway Patrol says an Oklahoma City woman is killed in a motorcycle crash. It happened on the northeast side of the city. This was the crash scene on I-44 near Martin Luther King Boulevard last night around 10:30. Troopers say 29-year-old Savannah Lopez was speeding on I-44 when her bike left the road, hit a cable barrier, and she was thrown from the motorcycle. They tell us she died at the hospital.
Oklahoma City police make a murder arrest in a deadly shooting 4 months after it happened. This was the scene near Northwest 10th and MacArthur. It was back in March. Police say Devontae Freeman fired into a group of people during a fight, hitting Anthony Bronner, killing him. Freeman is now facing a first-degree murder charge.
We do have some breaking news. It looks like a large house fire on the southwest side of the metro. This is from our OCCC cam this morning. Lacey just put that up for us. Lacey, thanks so much. And we do see smoke coming from an area near Southwest 48th and Lee. Heavy smoke is being reported from the scene and that possibly someone was inside a home there as we're following the breaking news.
Robin, we just got this into our newsroom. Unconfirmed reports that a firefighter was injured in this house fire. And so we are rushing to the scene trying to bring you a live look, but it does sound like a very serious fire. And even though it sounds like it's just smoke at this point, they've knocked down the flames. Injuries are at this house fire.
Yeah, at Southwest 48th and Lee. Our crew is arriving there. We'll get more information for you coming up.
Yeah, it looks like the smoke has come down quite a bit. Just a minute ago, I was looking at our OCCC cam. It was very heavy there, Lacey.
Yeah, definitely looks like they may be getting a handle on it, but sure hoping for the best news there, the outcome for the firefighter and anyone inside that home. Now, winds are out of the south, so if you live north of that location, you're likely smelling some of that smoke. It is thick black smoke that's been billowing up out of that house. Winds are anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour. It's a live look at the wind gusts across central Oklahoma. Skies are clear, guys. We're in for a sunny, hot day, but see that cold front coming in from the north? It arrives tonight, bringing big changes and end to this heat wave and storms possible. The details coming up.
All right, also coming up, we are headed to this house fire. As you look at the smoke, you can see it on the Lucky Star Skycam network. This is at Southwest 48th and Lee. Again, we're hearing unconfirmed reports of Oklahoma City firefighter was injured in this house fire. We are headed to the scene. In fact, we're actually right behind the ambulance trying to pull up there. We'll have more next on News 9.
Step out. Show me your hands now.
And a 13-year-old is accused of stealing an Amazon vehicle and leading police on a high-speed chase right through Del City. What body camera video shows after the crash and the warning now going out to drivers, it's coming up.
All right, out the door forecast. We have so many different things to talk about. The heat coming to an end. We're checking the cold front. Also, the tsunami warnings from yesterday's massive earthquake. And then apparently, there was like a meteor shower last night. I did not see it with my eyes.
So the Perseid meteor shower is going on always kind of the end of July, first little bit of August, which is very exciting when we have clear skies, and sometimes it peaks on different nights. That's always something to check out over the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Wish on those shooting stars.
Which way do we look?
Apparently, it's pretty cool.
Which way in the sky do we look?
Usually, I look to the north, but I'll have to look at the exact location.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's
Just
to
up,
the north.
right? Okay.
Look around.
To the north.
I'm pretty sure it is to the north, though. I'll confirm that.
And that earthquake, too.
The earthquake was crazy.
8.8,
It was historic.
Lacey.
So, largest earthquake since that Japan earthquake that happened back in 2011. Fifth largest in history. So, it was off the coast of Russia yesterday. We'll show you more on that here in just a minute because the evacuation orders have been lifted for Hawaii and portions of Alaska. It was scary going into the evening hours there for those folks. We still have advisories in a place for the tsunami waves. We'll talk about that. Temperatures across the nation, well, they're falling. 50s and 60s behind the boundary. Now, the front is kind of stalled up in Kansas, stalled in the Panhandle. Ahead of it, 70s and 80s, very warm. Today is going to be scorching hot. Let me show you that earthquake. It happened 6:24 our time back over off the coast of Russia. It was an 8.8. So the tsunami, the waves rushing out away from that big jolt came out over Midway. Midway had 6-foot storm surge or 6-foot waves coming in, which means about 3 foot above sea level because it goes down and then it goes up. The whole thing was 6 feet. So the warnings were issued. Tsunami warnings for portions of Alaska, for portions of Hawaii. But the good news is the waves did not get to that extreme of a category, and evacuation orders have been lifted in those areas. We'll get more to that in a minute. Here's just the biggest earthquakes. The biggest was back in 1960. And 9.5. This would tie along with the 2010 and the 1906 8.8 earthquakes that occurred off of Russia or off of Chile and Ecuador. So we've had some massive earthquakes, and this one definitely in the history books, unfortunately. Now, advisories are still in effect where wave heights are anywhere from 1 to 2 feet, but they're not coming all that far inland off the coast of Hawaii. There's the western coast of the United States under tsunami advisories, where again, some 1 to 2 foot waves are possible. What's going on across Oklahoma? Well, we are dealing with the front that is making its way in from the north. Ahead of it, skies are clear. We're still in for another very hot day. Look at the shot on our Lucky Star Skycam network. Norman, looking pretty. Clear skies, starting to get those sun rays now. It is 72 degrees. Winds are out of the south at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. It's going to be a hot wind today, and temperatures are in the lower, mid, upper 70s. Bessie, you've fallen to 68, one of the coolest spots currently. As the Panhandle nudges, or the storm with the cold front nudges in, we see a south wind all day across Oklahoma City. So highs have a chance to soar up to 99 degrees, burning hot, 100 in Ardmore, 102 in Enid, dangerously hot today. Please be careful. The front does not really impact us as far as our temperatures go until tonight and tomorrow. There's your rain chance today. A few thunderstorms take off. Highest chances in the northwest. We'll monitor from 4 o'clock until midnight. David Payne will have a couple trackers out if needed. They could produce damaging winds, intense lightning, and maybe some small hail. So you'll see the cloud cover kind of billow up. Here's 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. A few of those small showers and heavy downpours develop. More widespread rain and storms start to move in late this evening into tonight. And we are mostly dry here in Oklahoma City. Rain fizzles overnight, and we'll have additional chances tomorrow. Cloud cover, a few showers, a north wind all day. That keeps temperatures well below our average. So tonight, that front moves in. We get a north breeze, and temperatures will be in the 60s, the low 70s. Tomorrow morning, we'll have a chance for rain up north that will be winding down, and then highs 70s, 80s. Now, if you live south of I-40, you're still in the 90s tomorrow. You'll feel better on Friday. We will have storm chances, though, for your Thursday. 20 to 40%. That boundary kind of stalls down in southern and southeast Oklahoma. And then by Friday, it's 83 for a high in Tulsa, 80 in Enid, 84 in Oklahoma City, 87 in Lawton, 70s in the north and northwest. Gonna feel amazing. Saturday, a little bit hotter. We look mostly dry for the first part of your weekend, and thunderstorm chances go up on Sunday. Rain looking good. Hot, though, as we head into next week. Guys, back to you.
Thank you. We want to turn back to this breaking news on the southwest side. Fire being reported. We want to listen in with Battalion Chief Lindsay, who's addressing what happened.
Fire coming out for the back of the structure. And the people that were here in the front of the house told us there was somebody still inside. So our crews made a extreme effort to get in through the front door and just check the areas that we could. As they were making entry into the structure, it looked like the fire just rolled over the top of their head, and one of the firefighters had a minor burn injury on the back of his arm. He's being checked out by IMSA right now.
Was there anybody inside? Any injuries inside other than the firemen?
Once we completed our search, there was nobody still inside. Right, everybody had gotten out of the structure. The people that lived here or that were staying here left pretty quickly. I'm gonna. And
that's the Battalion Chief Lindsay addressing the fire southwest 48th and Lee. So this is just a couple of blocks east of Western there on the southwest side. As you heard, a firefighter had a minor burn injury being treated at the scene. So we're going to continue to stay with this, and any other developments that come from this address to our team there, we'll bring that to you. We're also keeping an eye on the roads this morning. Megan Gold standing by. It looks like the big snag on I-35 is clear. How are we looking right now, Megan?
We're looking good. That issue on I-35 Southeast 44th, for those of you just now joining us in our 5 o'clock hour, that is since cleared. So if you're traveling in the northbound lanes of I-35 this morning, it is good to go. Here's Broadway Extension for those of you that travel from the North Metro into downtown. It looks good. Of course, the morning drive picking up here, and we're dry out the door. I-40 and Western looking off to the west. I-40 looks good as well. So really across the entire metro right now, not seeing anything in the way of slowdowns from Norman all the way north to Edmond. And there is our gorgeous sunrise, comes up here in about 15 minutes at 6:37. Your drive times right now into downtown are good from all directions.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
Good morning. It is 6:30 on your Wednesday morning, and we are following two breaking news scenes right now. Multiple fires on two different sides of the metro. We'll start talking about the one here on the southwest side. That's the southwest 48th and Lee, just a couple of blocks east of Western. One firefighter injured there, being treated for minor burns. Fortunately, nobody else home at the time.
Yeah, they knocked that fire out. Also, a commercial fire at the Ted's Escondido right off May Avenue and about 68th. Our crew.
You're watching Oklahoma's own.
Had a little difficulty here. Just bear with us as we come back out. Here are those breaking news scenes. Colby was talking about this fire on the left side of your screen. That's on the southwest side of Oklahoma City, southwest 44th and Lee. One firefighter hurt. Minor injury to his arm after being burned. And Lacey, we're watching our Integris cam there on the right side as well.
Yeah, it's the original Ted's Escondido, Northwest 68th and May. We can see smoke billowing from there. So two big fire stories this morning. We have crews at both. We'll have live reports with new details coming up.
Yeah, that fire at Ted's came out just about 10 or 15 minutes ago. And as we were watching that Integris cam, we could see that smoke pouring out in that area.
Fire crews working on that right now. We also want to turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center. Our other big story today is that heat and how long it's going to be with us. Lacey?
Dangerously hot today, guys. Temperatures will climb up to right around 100 degrees through all of central western Oklahoma. The heat index, especially in the metro and off to the east, 100, possibly as hot as 110. But watch future view. There is a cold front in our panhandle, and it moves in from the north. By the time we get to tomorrow, highs in the 70s and the 80s, some 60s in the plains. An end to this heat wave we've been dealing with, at least briefly. So here it comes, moving in, rain and storms going on. Tsunami advisory is in effect for the western coast of the United States. The tsunami warnings for Alaska and for Hawaii have been downgraded. Those evacuation orders have been lifted after an 8.8 magnitude earthquake struck yesterday off the coast of Russia. We'll talk more about that. Clear skies going on. That's our Lucky Star Sky Cam network live from Norman. It is 72. It is very warm. Lower mid, upper 70s. South winds prevail, and today that's going to be a hot south breeze. We soar back up to 99 today with sunny skies and the heat index above 100. Coming up in full weather, how strong is that front? How low do our temperatures go? And what about rain? It's all minutes away. Back to you.
Lacey, thank you. A 13-year-old boy is in custody after allegedly stealing an Amazon driver's car here in the metro and leading police on a high-speed chase. News 9's Brianna Brown joins us live at the scene where that chase ended, and she has the latest this morning. Brianna?
Yes, good morning. A 13-year-old is accused of stealing an Amazon Flex car while the driver was making a door delivery Tuesday morning just before leading a police chase. Now, yesterday morning's delivery near Reno and Sooner Road took an unexpected turn for an Amazon Flex driver. As she was delivering the package, a 13-year-old who lives in the neighborhood came up and took her car. Officers tracked the stolen car through flock cameras, leading them to the underage driver who ran from police, starting a brief high-speed pursuit before crashing near Reno and Scott Street.
They were able to locate that vehicle, hitting several cameras, and then they were able to start checking those areas, located the vehicle, attempted a traffic stop, and then that's when the pursuit occurred.
Step out. Show me your hands now.
The driver was not hurt, but he faces serious criminal charges, including eluding police and auto theft. Now, the driver was able to retrieve her packages, but her car was towed due to damage. Live in Del City, Brianna Brown, Oklahoma's Own News 9.
All right, Brianna, thank you. And Del City police also add that there is a city ordinance for leaving a running unattended vehicle. Drivers can be fined.
6:33, a Langston man is now behind bars accused of killing 2 people in Stillwater, injuring another. Then police say he drove 30 minutes back to Langston and got involved in a shooting with Langston University police. Stillwater police tell News 9 the suspect here, Theodore McLeod, shot and killed Vanessa Henry and Andrew Rice at an apartment complex near the OSU campus. A third victim, Carmen Murphy, is in the hospital this morning. News 9 actually spoke with an OSU student who says the only survivor actually ran to his home for help after the shooting.
I rushed over to my restroom. I grabbed a towel to try and stop the bleeding on her. And luckily, just almost as soon as I started worrying too much about that, the police pulled up.
That suspect, McLeod, was later arrested in Langston and allegedly firing at Langston police. Meanwhile, the Payne County DA in Stillwater is still deciding whether to file additional charges in connection with the Stillwater shooting that left 2 people dead.
The federal trial for a former NFL player charged with dogfighting here in Oklahoma is now underway. It's happening in Muskogee. The Department of Justice says investigators removed 190 dogs from LaShawn Johnson's property in Broken Arrow back in October. The jury in Muskogee now hearing from witnesses and experts who reviewed photographs of the dogs that were seized. We found out Johnson pled guilty back in 2004 to state dogfighting charges as well.
An Oklahoma mother accused of shooting her boyfriend after she suspected he sexually abused her 1-year-old is now receiving the support of her community. Krista Pfizer took her 16-month-old to the emergency room where doctors found evidence that he had been sexually assaulted. She believed it was her boyfriend, Tyler Valdez. We spoke with a few of Pfizer's friends who say that she isn't violent, but lost her mind when she learned of the abuse.
Her exact words were, "This is not due to a medical condition. This is due to a trauma." She was screaming and yelling that she couldn't believe that he did that to her son.
Pfizer and her son's father, Waylon Martin, were arrested 24 hours later and are both facing charges of shooting with intent to kill. Valdez was later arrested for child sex abuse.
6:36, Megan Gold watching the roadways. It's been a busy Wednesday morning, Megan.
It has. We had that crash on I-35 in the northbound lane in the 5 o'clock hour. We've had several fires this morning, and the great news is that the roads are looking good. If you are headed out the door right now, no active scenes being worked on. Really just the morning usual congested spots starting to appear as the morning drive picks up. Here's Broadway Extension from our American Fidelity Cam. If you're headed into Oklahoma City, really northbound or southbound, it looks great. From I-35 looking off to the north from South 89th, looks good there. Those of you traveling from Moore to Norman, nothing to slow you down. Same deal on the west and the east sides of the metro. The sun coming up now here right at 6:37, and your drive times from all spots are looking good.
Well, school will be starting before you know it, and Oklahoma City Public Schools will be hosting a back-to-school event this weekend. Students will be able to get medical screenings, immunizations, and register for any after-school programs. Back-to-school supplies will also be available on a first-come, first-served basis. The event is this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Frederick Douglass High School.
Students can also get free vaccines from the Oklahoma Caring Van this weekend. The Caring Van will be at the City Center in War Acres this Saturday from 10:30 to 1 p.m. Children ages 6 weeks through 18 years old can get vaccinated again for free. A parent or guardian must be present.
Retailers are gearing up for that back-to-school shopping rush during Oklahoma's tax-free weekend this upcoming Friday through Sunday. Walmart says its prices are even lower this year compared to last. The company says customers can snag those back-to-school essentials for under $65 and expect to see some new brands.
We do have more in our apparel, Reebok, in our apparel departments. We're highlighting a lot of our national brands that we're carrying that a lot of our customers aren't used to seeing at Walmart stores. So many items and different brands at Walmart to outfit your families.
And if you can't make it in person, Walmart says all its prices will be the same online.
Don't forget, we have compiled a full list of back-to-school supplies for the Metro's major school districts. Also, the first day of classes, we have that on our calendar. You can find it at news9.com.
Oh, man, there's a lot of excitement among our little ones. They're at that age still where they get excited about back to school. So
I think seeing the friends is always the exciting
and the
part.
shopping for it. And don't forget, tax-free weekend does start this Friday here in the Metro.
It's just the homework that comes with it, the studying. We could all do without that sometimes.
I think I can help him with his math this upcoming year.
Yeah,
it's like addition.
Your kindergartner.
Ask that, all bets are off.
We're gonna have to roast you.
All bets are off.
1 + 1, got it. Daddy can help.
I can help with that one, sometimes.
Guys, right now the sun is coming up over the horizon. It is a gorgeous start to your Wednesday morning. Skies are clear, winds are out of the south, and it is going to be very, very hot. Check out this shot right now from our Norman cam. Sun just now peaking up, temps in the mid-70s, warming quickly into the 90s. Our highs will be around 100 later today, and then the cold front moves in. Look at the difference over the next couple of days as temperatures tumble. Rain chances going up too. I'll have the latest after this break.
Also coming up, he spent more than 20 years shining shoes at the Oklahoma County Courthouse, and now commissioners are considering a historic tribute for their fallen friend. The steps being taken today to honor Mr. Cleo.
Plus, a popular dog park and bar chain in Oklahoma City shuts down without warning. What customers are saying after learning they're out hundreds of dollars on memberships. We're investigating next.
Coming up on the Coca-Cola porch, we are headed to the First Americans Museum to see the amazing artistry of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Kiowa tribes. Walk through the exhibit with us. Don't miss it at 9 a.m.
All right, breaking news we're following right here on News 9. Let's take you live to Northwest 68th and May Avenue. There it is, the Ted's Escondido restaurant, the original Ted's. It caught fire this morning in the kitchen. We're hearing it is extensive. Fire has this knocked out, but the health department is there, so it looks like that's going to be closed for some time as they continue that investigation.
All of a sudden, not the chips and fresh salsa.
What happened to the ones that were inside?
Please. Yeah.
Yeah. Hoping everything's okay there. All right, how are we looking outside?
Yeah, sad to see. It's such a staple across Oklahoma City, that's for sure. Right now, clear, sunny, hot, 99 degrees. The heat index, a big story today, 100 to 110. And then, guys, the cold front, it arrives this evening tonight, and look at the highs behind it.
All right, Megan, it's been a busy morning on the roadways, too.
It has. They look good right now. If you're headed out the door, just be safe. Never a bad idea. Give yourself a few extra minutes.
There you go.
Happy Shea Day to all those.
SGA Day.
Celebrate.
In OKC, that's right.
Of course, it's the hottest day of the year.
There you
the
go.
man's on fire.
I'm gonna go dunk in the newsroom. Okay, we are following breaking news. A fire at Ted's Cafe up on Northwest 68th and May. We're almost there, so we'll bring you a live shot here in just a moment.
Yeah, we actually saw the smoke from one of our city cams, so it does look like a pretty intensive fire. Our crew will be there in just a matter of minutes.
There you go.
Here, it's pretty much been the same for us, but we were talking about the earthquake overnight and how wild that is. The fifth biggest, I think you said, in history?
In history, in recorded history, for sure. This has been the biggest earthquake that took place since the big earthquake off of the coast of Japan. You remember that back in 2011, a big tsunami that took place. So after the quake, the big thing was what was going to happen with these massive waves that were lifted up from the Pacific Ocean. So when those waves hit Midway, they were 6 foot high. So 6 foot tall waves. And so tsunami warnings were issued for portions of Alaska, for Hawaii, evacuation orders along the coast of all the islands of Hawaii. Folks were reaching the higher ground as quickly as they could. Now that has been lifted. Still tsunami advisories. Those do include the western portion of California, of Washington. So yeah, 1 to 2 foot waves coming on in. Here's a time lapse just to show you from Honolulu. Those evacuation orders came in. Folks had like 6 hours notice, which, hey, that was great. And everyone did what they needed to do. Watch all the boats there in the harbor and all the ships going back out to sea. You'll see no one coming in, everyone going out as the sun started to set. It's about 1 a.m. now. That's a live look when it gets dark there in Hawaii, in Honolulu. There were some waves that came up. There were some 3 foot waves, some reports of nearly 6 foot waves there on the northern banks, but overall no major damage. And so that is good news. But as far as the history books go, this was an 8.8 off the coast of Russia, which should tie 5th place for the largest on record. Now, the largest was Chile back in 1960 of a 9.5. There it was. That's where it took place. So you can imagine the waves coming off of that, very significant, and even approaching the western coast of the United States, now making their way onto California, Oregon, Washington, but an advisory, and some of the wave heights may reach 1, 2, locally 3 feet, and they're not really surging inward, inland, and that's good news. For Oklahoma, we got a cold front coming in from the north. I think you're going to like the forecast. The heat has been brutal. It's a heat wave that's been locked in, and the heat dome has been over us. That is about to change. The boundary has moved through Kansas. It has swept through Nebraska. It is approaching our western counties in the Panhandle. The sun is up. Now, today's still hot. When we talk about a cold front, it doesn't move in until like 11 o'clock tonight in Oklahoma City, which means we have plenty of time to be absolutely scorching hot today. So lower mid 70s as you're heading out. Skies are clear. Winds are out of the south. They're 5 to 10 miles per hour, and hour by hour today from the mid 70s to the 90s, 99 degrees coming up this afternoon with a heat index of 104, 101 in Clinton, 103 in Woodward, 102 in Altus. And then storm chances go up. Thunderstorms take off. The most widespread rain from Woodward to Arnett to Buffalo to Alva, 20% from Stillwater to Clinton, and a slight chance of rain off to the southeast. Any storm that forms in the Panhandle and in our northwest counties could produce winds 60, maybe 70 miles per hour, intense lightning, and pockets of very heavy rain. So here's Future Next Gen. It's just sunny and hot through central Oklahoma. We get to 4 or 5 o'clock. A few of those isolated thunderstorms develop, small in nature, but could pack a punch with damaging winds. More widespread rain comes up as we head into the late evening and overnight. And then by early tomorrow morning, this is kind of winding down. Here's 6 o'clock. Some scattered showers around. The front will have moved in. We'll have a north breeze and then additional rain possible into the afternoon. Tomorrow may have a few thunderstorms where the boundary stalls down in the southeast. We'll watch for that, and we'll still have some rain around possibly into your Friday. And Friday looks to be our coolest day. Lows for tonight, 60s and 70s. The north wind takes hold. Rain chances the highest around midnight, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then that tapers on off. 20% chance by drive time here in OKC. 70s and 80s for highs tomorrow. 90s, upper 90s to the south. Still hot for your Thursday. South of I-40, 40% chance of afternoon storms, and then here comes comes Friday, 70s, lower mid 80s, maybe some upper 80s to the south, northeast wind, lower humidity. Hello, welcome August. It's going to feel fantastic. 20% chance of rain Friday afternoon. Let me show you your Saturday. 88, partly cloudy. I think we still have a northeast breeze, so the humidity's not out of control. It'll be amazing. Sunday, rain and storm chances return. A stronger wave of energy arrives, and then the heat builds into next week. Back to you guys, the news desk.
I want to take you to this breaking news. This is Ted's Escondido Cafe on Northwest 68th and May. It's the original Ted's. A fire broke out this morning, and there's a large firefighter presence there at the scene. We know the health department has been called in. It does look like some damage has been done from possibly a kitchen fire. We're asking what started those flames. But again, the original Ted's that started all of it. Fire there this morning, Northwest 68th and May. We're at the scene trying to ask more details, but you can see a lot of firefighters still there kind of mopping up the situation. You can see the road is wet from where they dragged the hose and lit up this thing with water. So we're on the phone with Oklahoma City firefighters trying to ask more details and whether anyone was injured. As soon as we get those facts, we'll bring it to you. But that is a live look at the original Ted's, Northwest 68th and May this morning. It caught fire.
6:49 right now. Today, Oklahoma County Commissioners will decide whether a beloved shoe shiner will lie in state at the courthouse. Cleo Fields, or Mr. Cleo as he's known, died last week after working at the courthouse for more than 2 decades. The commissioners recognized him as a courthouse legend back in 2023. And if approved today by the board, Mr. Cleo would be the first person in county history to lie in state.
Well, effective immediately, a popular Oklahoma City dog park and bar is permanently closed, all 3 locations. Barkay says inflation, labor shortages, and people just not spending more money and site-specific challenges are contributing to the closures. Employees and members were notified at the same time, and all of them tell News 9 they were blindsided by the news.
I kind of got emotional about it because, some of these people, I watch their dogs outside of Barkay, and I groom some of their dogs, so it's just it's crazy. People that I saw every single day, I'm probably not going to see very often.
Barkay says the annual memberships, which cost between $200 and $500, will not be refunded. We've compiled a full list of local eateries that have recently closed, including Barkay. Head to the News 9 app or website to see which restaurants have shut down and what led to each closure.
Your time now, 6:50. Want to get over to meteorologist Megan Gold. She's watching the roads for us this morning. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Lacey. Morning drive underway here for a lot of folks across the metro. 6:50 here on your Wednesday morning, and the roads are looking good. Of course, it's been an active breaking news morning with a couple of fires. And we did have a crash in the northbound lanes of I-35 earlier this morning, but all of that's not impacting the drive right now. The only big slow spots showing up is going to be in the northbound lanes of I-35 from more, not from a crash, just your typical morning congestion. Got a couple views for you here. Those of you that travel to Tinker, I-40 and Air Depot, looks good, looking off to the east there. And then from our American Fidelity Cam Broadway extension, picking up, getting a little busier. But your drive times right now into Tinker from all directions look good. And your drive times headed into Oklahoma City from all directions look good as well. Back over to you all.
Was so symbolic when that picture was shown during the parade of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with his arms extended right there in front of the bombing memorial, because I think that was a nice bookend from our saddest day to our biggest day of triumph.
Since the Murrah Building bombing in April of 1995, Oklahoma City has been on a mission to rebuild itself, a mission set into overdrive by the arrival of the Thunder in 2008. You can see our special report, Rise Together, tomorrow night at 10.